Let us be talking. Let us sit. Let us meet. Let us be talking to each other. There's no way you want to go and solve a problem to sit and dialogue with La Republic where you cannot dialogue within your own selves. What does that happen?
That has been our challenge, right? That has been our challenge.
I still don't understand how we want to accuse La Republic of not being able to come and dialogue with us when we can't even dialogue among ourselves. We keep getting into factions, and nobody is talking to each other. We have presidents that want to be there forever. We have people that, okay, this solution because of X and X. No, that got to stop.
But then to that I would say this, Chairman Jackson. I just talked about some people who out here call themselves leaders, who are plotting to kill some of our fighters on the ground. I mean, how do you sit with someone like that to talk about what? That is someone who is plotting to kill a fighter, someone who has put his life on the line, and these people are plotting to kill him. That is the problem. But people, instead of fighting to show how good they are at taking down the enemy, they want to turn around and take down their own brother. Are those partners? So that is the challenge we have. That we are not focused on we don't seem to be focused on the same objective. If we were focused on the same objective, but having different opinions on how to achieve that objective, that would be a completely different case. We have had leaders in Ground Zero who have been arrested. We even had Sisiko and the Nera 10 who were in Nigeria. They were in Nigeria. And they were picked up from Nigeria, not even from Ground Zero. They were picked up from Nigeria and brought back, and they are sitting right now in jail. We had FMA, who was trapped in a very secure environment, and by who? By our own very people, and killed. Now, when we talk about Ground Zero Command, and you identify maybe 1 or 2 or 3 persons that this is the leadership, what do you think is going to happen to them? It's not only La Republic that will come after. It's not only La Republic that will come after them and kill them. Our own very people will be bought, and they will betray them, and they will get killed. That is what happened with FMA. So it is very risky to put someone there and say, "Oh, this is now the leadership on the ground," because they will not last. They will not last. Either if they cannot buy them, they'll kill them. They'll look for ways to get to them and kill them. Either they are bought or they are killed. That is what's going to happen. So, and that is my concern with this issue of Ground Zero Command, because people didn't think to have, it seemed not to have put in a lot of thought into the ramifications or the risks that come with this decision. So yes, we're saying something.
Let me just say, you have just touched my heart again. And whenever you mention Field Marshal the King, you will also agree with me that is one of the reasons why these people in the ground are struggling to do this thing. That man's gap is being felt on the ground, like it or not. What the previous government has done, how do you expect the people on ground who are fighting to stand and continue to lavish praises on diaspora when a diasporan president up to date has not accepted the demise of Field Marshal the King, has not said anything about it, or even said, well, we were still doing investigation, we have come to truth and we cannot continue to live in denial. That man has been killed for the freedom of Amazonia, so we got to take a little more care about those on ground when they lose my life someday, or I'm in the dungeons like the others are picked up. Even in Bamenda Hot Station, there are people there in the dungeons in Boya, the capital. There are people there in their dungeons. Not only in La Republique, the Cameroon dungeons. They are there languishing there. We must change the way, what is called paradigm shift, the way we think, and see how the message of collaboration and unity for the peace of the Lord.
And I ask, this is the question I ask. Let us assume that we give Granzoro the opportunity to lead, right? And for some by some miraculous way, we are able to have our independence by that structure, which is still almost an impossibility. Now, when we get to Boya now, given that most Ambazonians prefer a civilian government, right? Most Ambazonians prefer a civilian government. How are you going to transition from the fighters on the ground having power back to the civilians? What plans do you have? What structure do you have that will allow for that transition to take place, where you now have elections and a civilian government elected to take power? Do you have a plan for that? And up to now, I'm waiting for that answer. I haven't gotten it yet.